the sheer joy. Magnificent scene.
The royal family are usually seen as an attraction for tourists, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that they're just fortunate to be a family of royals and they're just enjoying the high life, but that's not completely the case. They still have to work, even including the Queen. We're also doing a shout out giveaway, guys, to a random commenter on this video. If you'd like to receive a shout out on one of our next videos, simply leave a comment down below. Getting into the video now, as head of state, the Queen has to remain strictly neutral with respect to political matters. In other words, the Queen doesn't vote or stand for election. However, Her Majesty does have an important ceremonial and formal roles in relation to the government of the UK. The formal phrase Queen in Parliament is used to describe the British legislature, which consists of the Sovereign, the House of Lords, and the House of Commons. The Queen's duties include opening each new session of Parliament, granting royal assent to legislation, and approving orders of proclamations through the Privy Council. The Queen also has a special relationship with the Prime Minister, retaining the right to appoint and also meeting with him or her on a regular basis. In addition to playing a specific role in the UK Parliament based in London, the Queen has formal roles with relation to the devolved assemblies of Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The Queen's calendar is certainly filled with various activities known by the catch-all term engagements. Engagements include hosting heads of state, taking diplomatic trips, throwing parties at palaces, opening new sessions of Parliament, presenting citizens with awards, and a whole bunch more. The Telegraph reported that the Queen carried out 341 engagements in 2015, more than Prince Harry, Prince William, and Kate combined. Pretty impressive for a 90-year-old woman. The Queen must be neutral in all political matters and can't vote, but she does have a ceremonial role in the UK government. She opens each session of Parliament in person and visits with the Prime Minister as well as other world leaders, as previously mentioned. Any legislation passed by Parliament must also get the Queen's stamp of approval before becoming law. This is mostly a formality, though no monarch has refused to give royal assent since 1707, when Queen Anne refused to a bill that would have recreated the Scottish militia after England and Scotland were formally unified. She also personally presents citizens with titles of honour. Yes, that includes becoming a knight like Elton John or a dame like Helen Mirren. But there's a slew of other achievements in the military, science, and more. In addition, she's the Colonel-in-Chief of the Armed Forces who presides over many military ceremonies and appoints new archbishops, bishops, and deans as the Supreme Governor of the Church of England. Her charity work is impressive as well. As of her 90th birthday in April of 2016, the Queen was a patron of 600 charities, though the palace recently announced that she'll be handing off some of her roles in these organisations to other members of the family. The Queen can't be in two places at once, so she relies on the rest of the royal family to help fulfill engagements and connect with the public. As a team, the royal family has about 2,000 engagements, entertains 70,000 guests, and answers 100,000 letters a year. And there are about 3,000 charitable organisations that list a member of the royal family as a patron. Many have established their own charities as well. The Queen's late husband Philip, for example, attended engagements and was a patron of 800 charities. The Queen's oldest son Charles does lots of international trips with his wife to foster diplomatic relations. William and Kate have also taken a number of official tours, including a trip to Canada earlier this year. The website Finty claims to have a rundown on what a typical day for the Queen looks like from the morning to the evening. The Queen wakes from her slumber each morning at 7:30 AM. She stays in bed for a few minutes listening to the Today programme on BBC Radio 4. The Queen receives assistance from her long-serving personal assistant, Angela Kelly, who draws the Queen's bath, ensuring that it's the correct temperature. After her bath, she dresses in an outfit as arranged by Angela. The Queen has 3 royal dresses that help her into clothes in a dressing room featuring floor-to-ceiling mirrors, and a walk-in wardrobe. While dressing, the maids bring her a steaming pot of Earl Grey tea and cold milk. After dressing, her hairdressers will brush and style her hair into its trademark look. The Queen then moves through to the dining room for breakfast at 8:30 AM. After the meal, she'll spend a few minutes on her balcony listening to the royal court play the bagpipes, her favourite instrument. After breakfast, Her Majesty begins the working day. She enters her office at 9:30 AM and puts in 2 hours of paperwork, beginning with her press secretary providing the Queen with a brief on global events. Then, after the morning's paperwork, Her Majesty meets with the outgoing or incoming foreign dignitaries, giving them a 10-minute audience in the audience room of the palace. Her Majesty will either eat lunch alone or with her children. Occasionally, Prince Andrew makes an appearance if requested by the Queen's page. Her Majesty then likes to stretch her legs with a stroll in the palace gardens. She usually walks alone, but she might have family members with her, depending on who joins her for lunch. After her walk, the Queen relaxes for 30 minutes, reading the Racing Post. She is an ardent fan of horse racing and even has her own horses. The Queen ends all her afternoon engagements by 4:30 PM, returning to the palace dining room at 5 PM for tea. After tea, the Queen returns to her office for an hour to wrap up the day's work, unless Her Majesty must attend an event in the evening. She'll typically retire to her room at 6 PM and ready herself for dinner at 8 PM. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it and found this interesting, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more. Goodbye for now, everyone. We hope to see you next time here on Raw Media.